Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Oh, it's so weird having you on a Besties Books live show.
Oh, I'm a bestie too.
You are a bestie, just not the bestie.
Oh.
In the name, you are the bestie, obviously. What a stellar start. You're not the best.
And get Kit up in here too. I'm gonna have a war. We're having a war. This is how we started.
It just meant you're not Alyssa.
I could never be. But
No, Alyssa's one of a kind, but so are you. So.
we have a new murder. That's what I know.
Okay. So yeah, we're discussing One of Us is Lying by Karen and McManus. Beautiful. This was our July book pick. And we have our special guest host Peyton Reeds joining us instead of Alyssa. Which is very exciting.
Very exciting.
Yeah, I'm excited to chat about this book with you. I am.
I feel we often have different opinions.
Yes, and just so everyone knows, we have not discussed this with each other. We don't know each other's feelings on this book.
Yes.
So that's going to make for an interesting discussion, I feel like.
And I finished this 40 minutes ago. Like, I was on the move because I was so busy, but I made sure it was done. Good. So I have very fresh thoughts. You finished like
a week ago or something.
Yeah. So you've got to think about it.
A little bit, yeah. Do I even remember the characters' names? It's questionable. Very well, you could mention somebody and I'm going to be like, who?
No, honestly, they're not very memorable. The only name that's like memorable is like Bronwyn. Like,
fair enough. I can just open the flap and the names are right there.
Oh, that's true.
So it's fine. Yeah, Bronwyn was a very weird name.
Yeah, I kind of liked it though. It kept making me think of like the Bronte sisters. I don't know why. And someone called her Bronte at one point, so I was like, oh, I don't
remember
that. Yeah, like I already don't remember.
Well, that's like a very small thing not to remember.
I know it was a very small detail. But how should we start?
I don't know. My thoughts are like my notes aren't very organized.
Sorry. I have a rating. I know you don't rate books.
I don't
anymore.
But you can share your rating.
I was in between because I was considering 3 stars.
Okay.
But then I considered 4 stars just because when I finished the book, I smiled or whatever.
I smiled or whatever.
I smiled and then I was like, oh wait, is there a sequel? Because I never knew. Like
You didn't know there was a sequel?
I did not keep up with. I know she has a bunch of other books, but I didn't know if it was like directly. I don't know. I didn't know if it was directly related or if it was a whole new world.
Well, it's not like. Have you looked at the description at all?
Yeah, it has her sister in it.
Yeah.
But I'm curious.
I own it.
Like, I
own it because I bought them both at Valley Village at the same time.
Yeah.
And I was like, as I was reading this book, I was like, oh no, like I'm gonna want to pick up the sequel because I thought it was going to be a situation where like it doesn't fully get solved in this one, or like something was gonna happen, kind of like a Good Girl's Guide to Murder, where it's like, you know, you follow the same characters. Yeah. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna want to read the sequel. Yeah. And then I finished the book and I was like, wait. And then I looked at
the description. Now you're like, I don't want it.
I looked at the description. I'm like, I can wait. I need to get back to my actual TBRs.
I just knew it. But like, because it's not the most amazing thing ever, but I had a good time every time I picked it up.
Yeah.
I will say, I don't know. I just feel like I like Bronwyn and Nate.
Oh, absolutely. So the best part, easily.
The ending, because like they were like leaving it all, like spoilers by the way.
This whole thing spoilers.
Okay, they were leaving it off at the end. Like that kind of made me so sad because I knew he was just doing that stupid thing, like, oh, I gotta protect her because I'm awful. I'm like, oh.
The book's coming back to me now. I was like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, like the end of the, like, it was like the end of the book and they weren't talking anymore. And I was like, wait, is there a sequel to this book? Because if we're not going to resolve our people, like, I'm going to be so mad. Like, because we built them up like childhood friends. Like, I just thought that was really cute.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that they are mentioned in the sequel because her sister is a part of it. Because I need to fully, like, they said they were going to hang out. I need to know that they are okay after everything happened.
Like, they are the only ones that I am, like, even remotely interested in knowing about past this book. Not like I didn't like the other characters, because I did. But they were the ones that I was the most invested in overall. Like, I wanted to get to their chapters and, like, or, like, their POVs. And whenever I was reading, if I saw that, like, Cooper was next or something, I'd be like, okay, but where's Nate? Where's Bronwyn?
I know. Nate and Bronwyn were my favorites as well.
Yeah, and like if I saw that one of their POVs was next, I was like, oh, I have to keep reading because what if they interact?
I know. Yeah, they were definitely cute. I wasn't expecting like a romance subplot going into this book because a lot of the books I've been reading have no romance in it at all. I've been reading a lot of like thrillers the last couple books.
Couldn't be.
It's all it's all like just death and destruction. So I just didn't even consider, like, this is a YA book. So there probably is something cute mixed up in there.
But it also, I don't know if this has ever been officially comped, but it gives me Breakfast Club vibes. But if there was like death and murder and secrets.
I have something to say about this because I knew about this book for years. Like, I've had this on my shelf. Like, I have the first printing, first edition, everything. Nice. And I just never got around to it for whatever reason. I always thought that this book took place during the entirety of the detention that they were in, and that someone died and they were like trapped or something. Like, I always thought that's what this book was about. So when we were like 30 pages in and they were out, I was like, oh wait, like this is completely not what I thought.
Yeah.
But I kind of liked it. It was giving Pretty Little Liars, because like, why was Simon A, but everyone knew about him? Like, he was the worst.
Yeah.
How did you feel about that little dude?
That little dude. It's a little piece of shit, ain't he?
He's a dweeb. Like, I just don't even feel bad for him.
Yeah. Okay. Do you want me to just like tell you what I wrote for my overall thoughts?
Sure.
Because you touched on Simon, and my biggest issue is things with Simon.
Yeah.
So like overall, I was really enjoying my time reading this book. Like, I really was enjoying it. Like, I wanted to keep reading it, and like I haven't been reading that much recently. Like, I've been in and out of reading slump all year long. Like, it's been rough. And so I was enjoying my time reading it. I was like, well, this is interesting. Like, I want to know what happened, what's going on, what are all these people's secrets. And then my enjoyment really plummeted when the big reveal happened.
Yeah.
Because what the fuck was that?
Yeah.
What the fuck was that?
No, I know. These thrillers, they can turn in a weird direction and ruin the whole book sometimes.
It really did, because if that was anything else, we would be having a different discussion right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie, the idea of Simon orchestrating this entire thing and killing himself, it did cross my mind at one point. But it was it was like a very fleeting thought. I didn't give it like much attention. I was just like, whatever, I'm gonna keep reading. Like, there's no way that's it. Like, that's stupid. And then right before it happened, I was like, I swear to God, if it's about to be like revealed that he killed himself, I'm gonna be so disappointed. And then 2 seconds later, it was revealed like on the next page, and I was like, yeah.
What was your theory? Like, the whole book, like, who did you think it was?
I didn't know. That's why I was leaning towards it being Simon who did it himself, because I was like, I don't like, unless one of these people is such a skilled and talented liar, I don't see it being any of them. Yeah. Although I really, really wanted it to be. Like, I really wanted this to be like a really unreliable narrator type situation where like just everything they're saying is a fucking lie. and they weren't telling us the truth. I wanted it to be that so bad.
Yeah, well, I have a book for you if you need that. But I'm like that kind of like spoils the book a little bit, but that was like, okay. I have thoughts because I had 3 people that I thought it could be.
Okay.
And I thought Simon.
Mm-hmm.
I thought something weird. His first conversation was definitely very odd. Like the omniscient narrator thing he said. I don't know. I thought there was something weird. Like, I just thought he knew something. Like, he was aware of something.
Yeah, he's a weird dude.
And then I also thought Jake, which it's interesting because they both ended up being somewhat the reason.
Yeah.
I don't know
if I ever thought of Jake.
I thought him because he just was, like, off the rocker, like, just terrible. Like, the way he dealt with the Addie thing. And then he was friends with Simon. It was, like, a very small detail that he was friends with him. So that's why he came up for me.
I think I thought of Simon's other friend. Forget what her name was. Yeah. I think I thought of her briefly.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, is the reason she's crying because she feels guilty that she killed him? But then I was like, that doesn't really fully make sense.
I was suspicious of her when she showed up to Addie's house and then she had the big book bag and she started leaving her room with the big book bag, which we ended up finding up later that she actually was there to plant things on her, but she felt bad and she did it to Nate instead.
Why did I not even clue into that at all?
During the big reveal at Janae's house.
Well, I remember she said she was going to plant something, but I don't remember her coming with a bag and like clocking that in my brain.
Janae was at her house and Addie she went downstairs to get Janae water because Janae asked for water. And then she went downstairs and then Addie's mom, being the bitch that she is, talked to her for 10 minutes. And then Janae was alone up there for 10 minutes. And when Addie was walking back up the stairs, Janae was starting to leave. And so she needed to go. And I was like, that's very weird.
Yeah. I wish I clued into that.
I still didn't think it was her, though. But I was like, that was odd of her. Yeah. But the third person I thought it could be is one of the 4. Okay. I thought it was Cooper. Because Cooper was hiding from us, like, for a lot of the book that he was gay. Like,
oh.
Yeah.
He wasn't hiding. He was there.
He just wasn't giving us all the information. And there was just, like, one line where he was, like, saying something about, and I just lied. Like, I said I didn't hurt him. They don't know that it was all a lie. I'm like, what? Did you hurt him? Like, still he didn't. Did he hurt you? Like, I don't understand.
How did you feel about the whole Cooper gay situation and how it was handled? Because I was reading reviews on Goodreads afterwards because I was like, what the fuck did I just read? I need to know what other people are saying. Because like, this is a beloved book. Like, this is so fucking popular.
It was on the bestseller list like forever.
Is it not on there still?
I don't know. It might still be.
I feel like it was always on there. And I'm like, no one talks about this book anymore.
I know, but like, you know, I had a whole show. And I remember people saying the show was really good. So
I thought people said it was shit.
Oh, I heard, I don't know, maybe I just saw some tweets from some fans.
I thought people said it was shit and then it got canceled and people were like, good.
I thought people liked it and it got canceled and they're sad. But, you know, I don't know.
It could be a bit of both. It could be a bit of both.
Into it. But how I felt about that, I wasn't surprised necessarily because I just knew he was like, there was something. He didn't seem worried about that steroid thing at all. And like, that's a very serious accusation. Like, you can not get into any of the stuff because of that. And I don't know, something just didn't feel right about him. And I felt for him a lot because his whole situation, like, one, he was like forced. Yeah, like, that's awful. And then his father, knowing like that his father is someone that's like really awful like that, I just felt for him so bad. Like, I understand, like, that shit sucks. And was it dealt with like the best way ever? Probably not, but I enjoyed seeing like the crew stand up for him, like Nate coming in. I loved Nate. Like him just that lunchroom scene where he like busted. He's like, y'all are really gonna be mean like that. Yeah. And then Bronwyn like just grabbed him and kissed him. Like, y'all are the best.
Like she was just like so infatuated with him in that moment. She's like, yeah, I'm gonna kiss him. We're gonna make out right now.
I know, but like people are so mean to Cooper. And like while he's so boring, I will give it to him. Like an athlete, you're so boring to me. Like you give me nothing. I just don't care about you. And like someone I grew up in a family of athletes, and like maybe that's just like I turn away. I'm like, I do not care about this. But I felt for him, and I don't know, how did you feel about it?
I felt like it was handled a bit weirdly. Yeah. And in the Goodreads reviews that I was reading, and I agree with this, they were saying that the reveal of him being gay felt way bigger than the reveal of who killed Simon.
It was like a shocker moment.
And like it felt like it was just like was given more time or attention than the Simon one, which is like what we were looking for the entire book. And it's like, why is a character being gay the biggest reveal of the book?
I can kind of see it. Like, I don't know, maybe it definitely was supposed to be a plot twist.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like that can be very tricky, because I just read a different book that like a identity was used as a plot twist. That can be very tricky to deal with, because someone's identity shouldn't just be a device to cause a shock.
Yeah, and I feel like it was in this book.
I feel like it was, but also I feel like the reality of the world, this shit would have happened. So it's like, it's hard to say.
It's complicated. Like, I didn't really think too much of it as I was reading. It's more of like the reflection on the story that I was like, you know, what people were saying on Goodreads. Like, obviously, I can't speak on it. I'm not part of the community, but just basing on what people were saying in Goodreads reviews and stuff.
Yeah, I can see the argument. I just feel, I personally didn't feel like she was coming with bad intentions.
Probably not.
But I can see the argument being like, oh, that made me feel uncomfy, because like, you don't want to be a plot device.
Yeah. So. And I think people are going to have like different feelings. Like, I'm sure some people are fine with it and some people aren't. Like, that's just how things are.
Yeah, because for me, I'm just like, honestly, this is the reality of the world. Yeah. And I was feeling Cooper, because I'm like, this situation feels very real for me. Like, I understand his feelings, and I just hated seeing like his moment with Addie when he told her, because he's like, I just want to have like some sort of control and tell someone myself. I thought that was a good moment.
I think I like, teared up during that part.
Yeah,
I feel like I did.
It was definitely a heavy moment, because she's like, oh, I've never seen him with like bloodshot eyes. I'm like, that was a lot for him to deal with. Like, he's the top of the list for this murder right now. His dad had to find out about this, and then now the whole school is about to find out about it. I'm like, that's a lot. Yeah. Very overwhelming.
Another thing that I saw brought up in Goodreads reviews that once I read it, I was like, oh, like, you're so right. Is that the two characters who had mental health issues, depression, were the ones that ended up doing the shady ass like shit.
Oh, I didn't think about that. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, they're the only ones who are described as having depression, and they're like fucking psycho.
Like, yeah. Okay. No one is even like, no one has anxiety or nothing. Like,
yeah.
I can see that argument. Maybe I'll give it a 3-star.
Yeah, when you said you were thinking a 3-star and then you're bumping up to a 4 because you smile. I can't.
It's kind of because I read for entertainment. Like, if I had a good time, like, that's really what it is. But
this is what I was texting Alyssa. I was like, I guarantee you she's gonna like love this book, because she just doesn't think when she's reading. She just is here for
I think about it later.
Yeah. Like, you're just here for the vibes.
And I wasn't, you were really like disappointed in the Simon thing. I wasn't. But I can see it's very like subjective on if that'd be disappointing or not, because the book that I read in the past, where it was one of the people like in the room, well, he was in the room too, but it was the book I read, it was the main character, which is cool. It was cool, but also I hated it. Like, it just made no sense.
Yeah, maybe it wouldn't have been a win for me either way. Like, maybe it wouldn't have made sense. I would have been like, what the fuck is this?
Because, like, that book, I'm pretty sure that book was, like, it might have only been one POV. Oh. And I couldn't trust her at all. She had set up the whole situation that got them trapped. And there was, like, an injection thing. Like, one of them has to, like, do the poison on someone or they all die. It was so crazy. Okay. It was a YA book. I do not recommend that book, actually, but
I don't want to know what it is.
I can't remember what it's called.
Good. I'll just take your word for it. But yeah, so just Simon basically being obsessed with like school shootings and like wanting to like emulate that, but like with more impact or like make it different so it stands out.
No kid is this smart. I don't believe it.
Sir, like why? I know. And also, this came out in 2017, and I feel like shit was bad at that time in America. So I'm like, why are we publishing this right now?
It does feel, especially thinking about, because like school shootings still happen a lot.
Yeah.
But
like this is like, after Trump has been like in office and like
it does feel. Yeah, because the thing is, it's once again, it's like the reality of the world, but also like we don't know what really goes on in those kids' heads of the people that do this. Mm-hmm. So it could be accurate. It could, but also it's like.
I just kind of wish that there was somebody else who had a mental illness so that it wasn't like the only characters who had it ended up being the shitty people. Yeah. And they ended up like going psycho because it's kind of like if you have like one gay character and like they're the villain or they are like they die and it's like why? Yeah. Or like, the only disabled character, the only fat character. It's like like that's fine, but like have somebody else representing them that aren't shitty people as well.
Yeah.
Kind of thing,
That makes sense. Yeah, definitely is a good argument. Here's another thing. I don't know if you had problems with this, but when I was reading it, I kept forgetting whose POV I was in. Like I had no idea sometimes. I literally like one character would be brought up and I'd finally like remember like, oh, this is who I am. And I don't know why. Like, did you not have this problem?
I think I had it for certain POVs a couple of times, like for like the less interesting ones, like Cooper. No offense, Cooper, or so like boring. Addie. Like unless they like we're talking about like something very very specific to their character. Like I said, I'm gonna be honest. I only cared about Nate and Bronwyn. Like I felt for the other characters. I cared about them to an extent. I just didn't need to be in their head, kind of thing.
Yeah, I
like
agree.
Cooper. Every time his southern accent came out, I was like, "Get out of here!"
Oh, I know, and I'm literally southern. And I'm like, why is thing popping out like that? Like
you hate a southern accent.
I do. So whenever they like, it was typed in the way that he would say it, I was like, absolutely not. Mm-hmm. Like it may be true. It's true, but like I don't want to be reminded. Like I don't want to hear it while I read it. It's so gross. Love and respect him. I hope he has a good life, but no.
Yeah, respectfully. Stop it with the accent.
Yeah, and he was just boring.
If your accent was any stronger, do you think you'd piss yourself off?
Yeah, sometimes I hear things that I say and I'm like, absolutely not.
Because like your accent isn't too strong, but sometimes it pops out more than others.
Well, people around me that live here, they don't really think I have one. But you give me that reminder that I do. Because there's people that have like a really strong one.
Yeah. I mean, you tell me I sound Canadian and I don't really understand what that means.
So. Yeah. I do hear that. You do sound, especially your mom. Your mom's very Canadian.
My mom is very Canadian.
And my mom's really Southern. So, like, they're like the extremes. And then we get like.
I feel like I even hear more Southern in your sister than in you.
Yeah, she definitely. She got that Hannah Montana, Miley Stewart type of. She even says like her catchphrases from that show.
Oh,
what is
that.
it? What is
Dang,
the catchphrase?
Flabbit.
Are you
sweet niblets?
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's
yeah.
Family.
But. Yeah. Nate and Bronwyn, loved them.
I know, they're the best part of the book. I would have just read all about them.
Oh, absolutely. And like, as cliche as it is, I just love a bad boy, good girl trope. It's just the best.
I know. That's why I'm like, I want the sequel, because purely I'm like, oh, I smiled at the end of the book. I'm like, it's because of them. Like they because I knew when the piano song that he loves so much, that was so cute. And I knew he was gonna be there. I was like, there's no way he's not there. Like,
I thought he was gonna be in the audience or something.
I know, I wish he was.
Yeah. Like he was, but like we didn't see him being in the audience. Yeah, honestly, I need more bad boy, like good girl. Or like, bad girl, good boy. Why not? Love a good cinnamon roll.
I'll take that too.
I just feel like it's not something that's written as often anymore because it was so overused, like in the early 2010s.
Yeah. And when did this come out?
I felt 2017. I checked and I was like, it came out that long ago. Because I feel like, we could like make it fresh now. Because like Tasha Bouillon did it in Counting Down with You with Ace.
I love him.
But I feel like he's also like not like really a bad boy. He just like wears a leather jacket.
Yeah.
So,
he just had the look.
Yeah, whereas like, this dude's a drug dealer.
My boyfriend just staring me down and I was getting nervous.
Kaden, what you doing, sir?
Oh, where's my kitty?
Oh,
I'll show everyone the kitty.
Everyone, there's nobody here.
He's asleep. I feel awful for this.
Oh, it's a little baby. Hello, little girl. Look at his little white paws.
I know.
I love him.
He hates me right now. I woke him up.
I love him so much. Are you guys in the dorms, or are you like in like an apartment? Like it looks like a dorm.
It's an apartment.
Oh, okay.
We have our own separate rooms, and then like a shared living room.
And you're allowed to have pets.
He is a working emotional support animal. So you can have them if you need emotional support. And we do.
Fair enough.
Oh, he's so beautiful too.
He looks like he would give the best emotional support.
He gives the best. Though, if you cry in front of him, he's probably not going to do anything. But he looks so beautiful. And he sleeps with us. And he's just so good. He's such a good boy.
Yesterday, I kept waking up. And I don't know why, but I just kept waking up. And every time I woke up, Chandler would just be right in front of my face.
He just climbed on the keyboard.
Is he trying to typey type? He's like, hello.
He'll learn how to do it. His eyes are so pretty.
Yeah, and look at his little chin.
His chin is so cute.
So cute.
Oh, I thought he just took you off of here. I thought I lost you for a second.
He was like, I don't like this bitch.
He changed the tab. He likes phones.
Joel, I voted for your name, so like you better respect me.
But he likes phones, and my Kindle, because I read this book, I downloaded it from my library so I could read. It's just easier to read sometimes. But he'll just watch me click the page, and he's fascinated, and then he tries to whack it, and he's done it. He's done it.
When I first got my cats, I would like sit in the room with them and I'd have my phone like on the ground playing YouTube while I was playing with them, and many times they paused my video. They were like, Mom, stop watching. Yeah.
And he tries to tweet.
Oh, he would be a good tweeter, I feel like my bones. Although, have you noticed that Twitter doesn't say tweet anymore, it says post?
Oh, who do they think they are? Trying to change our thing. It literally is so ugly. I'm looking at it right now.
It looks like a porn site.
Like, it does.
It's just chilling there next to my Instagram looking like porn. And I'm like, why is porn on my homepage? Like, that's embarrassing.
Literally, like, this is awful. It's just like...
Because, like...
who do they think they are that this is gonna stick? Like, no one's gonna call it X. I'm Xing. That sounds literally like, yeah, that sounds bad.
Like you're censoring yourself.
That's I know, because like you're tweeting, like, yeah. What do you say? Like, I don't get it. I don't
know. But like, if you look at my phone, right, like this bottom row here, I set this. So like, no matter what page, oops, did the wrong way. No matter what page I'm on, like that's always the same. So it looks like I'm prioritizing some freaking porn site at the bottom of my phone.
Me too.
Thank you. It's awful. And I thought X was like copyrighted by like Zuckerberg or something.
Well, apparently they're fighting it out.
I need him to be sued.
Little dudes.
Need him. Hate rich little dudes. Worst kinds of people.
Literally. So, are you gonna read the sequel? Because I finished it, and I might go to my used bookstore today, and if they have it, I will buy it. But I have to read it soon, because if I don't, I will never read it.
See, I'm not gonna read it anytime soon, even though that would be the smart thing to do, especially since I own it and I'm using up precious limited bookshelf space in my grandma's house with that book. But here's the thing. I've got a packed TBR for the month of summer books that I want to read that I haven't gotten to. And I'm already feeling myself getting into the fall, like, book mood. Like, I want spooky. I want, like, paranormal. So, like, my time limit is running quite low to read some summer books. So I need to prioritize those. So if I get to it, I get to it. If I don't, you can read it and tell me what happens to Nathan Bronwyn. Tell me if it's worth it.
I could tell you if it's worth it, because either way, I feel like it's not like a direct sequel. I feel like it's a whole new story, but I'm just like, maybe I'll see my two people that I care about. And I did like her sister.
Yeah, and since like the sister is one of the main characters, I feel like it is a high possibility that we'll see like Nate and Bronwyn, but just right now I just don't seem to care enough.
Well, I feel like I didn't hate the ending as much as you did, so it's easier for me to want to read it.
Yeah.
So
can we just talk though about how the book is called One of Us is Lying, right? And how I'm pretty sure in the book when there was the title drop, it, at least from my memory, it was like alluding to like one of them lying about hurting Simon.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so first of all of you were lying about something. Like, that's obvious, right? That all of them had secrets. Yeah. But to me, One of Us is Lying alludes to hurting Simon and killing Simon. So why did none of them kill Simon?
I do agree. I think it would have been way cooler if it, because that's how I feel about Pretty Little Liars. Like, I always wanted it to be Aria.
I didn't. I liked Aria too much.
The thing is, I would have still liked her for it. Like, I think that would have made her so cool. There's so much evidence. Literally, I would have been the biggest Aria stan you would ever see. Like now she's just a woman who fell in love with Ezra, who was a teacher.
See, I loved them. I loved them when I was
younger. I did too. That's the worst part. Like, we were manipulated as children to think that was okay.
It was like peak romance. And like looking back on it, like I know it's wrong, but sometimes when I see a scene of them together, if I just ignored the context, I'm like, it's pretty cute.
I know. I still love them together. Like, I logically know it's bad, but like we grew up thinking that this was cute.
I know. Because like he literally makes out with her in the fucking like bar bathroom, knowing who she is and how old she is, and then acts surprised when he sees her at school.
They screwed him more when they had that plot with him.
I guarantee you that was not from the beginning.
Yeah, because like you can understand a little bit more if he truly didn't know, but finding out later that he did know, that's when it was like, it's just y'all are really weird.
Teacher-student relationships are just, they need to not exist. It's not good.
Gross. It's
so gross. Anyways, also, I went into this book thinking it was a murder mystery. There was no murder. There was no murder.
You're right.
I don't want to say this, but like in the context of reading a book, I wanted the murder. Where was the murder?
It would have been satisfying. Like, I still don't hate it because I think it's like it's not the expected thing. Though when you look back at it, like his conversation, I feel like it makes sense. You don't have to like it though.
Yeah,
but
I'm not saying it doesn't make sense. I'm just saying I wanted murder. I wanted it to be one of the 4.
I feel like it would have, if it was one of the 4, it would have been a true act of talent. Like she pulled something off that was really cool.
Yeah.
That would have been like 5-star read. Like this, I enjoyed it, and that's why it is what it is for me. And
I'm also sorry, go ahead.
I like at least 2 characters. So
yeah.
If I didn't like any of the characters, it really would have been like full.
I think it's just because I was enjoying the book so much up until the reveal that just kind of like soured my entire mood towards the book and it ruined the whole thing.
Yeah.
But I also feel like maybe if this was the first like YA mystery thrillery type book that I was reading, maybe I would be okay with it. But because I've read so many better, not so many, but like I've read better books than this. Like, you know, Good Girl's Guide, Truly Devious, Sadie. Like, I feel like this just doesn't live up, and I don't understand why I feel like this one has the most hype out of all of those books.
Yeah, I feel like A Good Girl's Guide's getting bigger.
Yeah.
Especially the show gonna be a thing. Like, that's gonna hopefully make it hopefully won't flop like this show did.
Oh.
Because I will riot every day about that. Like, they have such good material.
I need to see them on my screen. Ravi and Pip.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for the 3rd book to come in. I've been waiting for the audiobook.
You gotta read that because it's... I don't want to say anything. It's just like... I got Katie to read the first one, so I'm pestering him to read the 2nd and 3rd one. And I feel like it's a really great book to throw at someone who doesn't read that much because it's just like so addicting. But like this was addicting in my opinion too, but like it also was like A Good Girl's Guide was well done. Like fully well done, wrapped up, 5-star, also side plot of a romance that continues for 3 books.
Exactly.
like it just Holly Jackson did something. Like she was trying to do it. She was trying to do it. This was a good time. A Good Girl's Guide is good time / masterpiece.
Yeah.
Brilliance.
Like I just feel like this isn't gonna stick in my brain for very long. Except for like Nate and Bronwyn. Whereas A Good Girl's Guide, like it's constantly kind of just like filtering into my brain. And like I'm constantly checking. Yeah, I'm constantly checking to see when the next audiobook's going to be in. Like I think it's a 2-week wait right now. I've had it on hold for a while, but I think I looked this morning. It was 2 weeks. And I'm just like I'm in the mood for it. I'm like I need a palate cleanser to like give me the good shit.
Yeah, I thought the 3rd one. I need to reread them soon because I don't know what my ranking is for the 3. But I really loved the 3rd one just as much as the other ones. Really, I don't know which one's my favorite. It's kind of hard, but it was crazy, and I feel like that trilogy is really cool because while it wraps up in every book, it also you realize, oh, maybe it wasn't as wrapped up as it looked like. You know, like she opens things back up that you thought were good, that Pip thought were good.
Shit.
Yeah.
I also just love like mixed media type books, especially in an audiobook format when it's done in the way that A Good Girl's Guide is done with like a full cast like Sadie was. It just adds something so addicting and so special to the experience, which is why like I haven't tried to go out and get the physical book because I'm like I need to listen to this as an audiobook first and foremost because it's just so good.
Well, dang, I never listened to the audio version, so maybe I should reread it like that.
Did you listen to Sadie or did you read Sadie?
I listened to that one.
Okay, it's
that
like
one was cool.
It's like exactly
like that. Let me put it on hold because I'm sure it's not open.
Let me see if there's the audiobook for the sequel to this because maybe I'll do that instead.
Oh, not the several months away.
That's annoying.
I know it's popular. I love when my books that I love are popular, but stop taking it from me. Like, when I'm trying to reread it, let me do it.
I feel that. 22 weeks. Absolutely not. I don't care that much.
Because, like, it was popular before, I feel, but I do think it's blown up more, probably because of TikTok.
Okay, wait. It was 22 weeks for the ebook. It's 2 weeks for the audiobook. Okay, maybe I'll just place a hold. Why not?
I'll place a hold, too. We'll see if it ever shows up.
Will I listen to it when it comes in, or will I just hold off the hold? I don't know. I've been doing that a lot recently.
I'm 17th in line.
I had Legendborn on hold literally for like a year. Okay, and I just kept putting it off, and then it came in the other day, and I just kept forgetting about it, and then the hold lapsed, so now it's gone, and like my spot's gone. So
I love that book. It's so good. The sequel I don't think was as great as the first one, but it was still pretty solid. I know. It was just like, it was one of those when, and I feel this way a bit. I don't want you to get mad at me. A Darker Shade of Magic, the sequel, when I love the two characters together so much, the dynamic, and then they're like apart for like most of the book, I'm so mad.
Wait, did you not like A Gathering of Shadows?
No, I did. I do love that book, but it's still like I forgot if it was a 4 or a 4.5. Both times I read it, it was like a 4 or 4.5. Just because they were apart for like so much of the book, and I love their dynamic together.
Yeah, I agree with you. I also typically don't like it when my characters are separated for a long time, but for some reason it worked for me in A Darker Shade of Magic, and I think it's because I loved the introduction of like the new characters, and then there was all that like tension of like when are they going to see each other again, and then it was like so good when they did get together again. But like Alucard, I mean, he made up for it. I love that.
Yeah, I do love that character. I'm still reading the third one, and I didn't tell you. I actually recently, NetGalley, I asked for the arc of the new one, and they gave it to me. So, I have it on my Kindle, and low-key, like, the cover's so ugly, you know. So I might read it like that.
See, it's kind of growing on me a little bit, just slightly. Not that one in particular, but the other one, like the redesign.
I like the other ones.
They're growing on me, I'm not gonna lie. And I made a plan. Okay, I've made a plan. Because originally I was going to buy a second hardcover set of the books, and I already have the first one, like in a second copy, but I was gonna buy the other two. And I was gonna get the Juniper Books dust jackets for them, and I was gonna annotate that set like I did with the Hunger Games. But then I was thinking, they're probably not going to make the Juniper dust jackets for the second series anytime soon, if at all. And if they do, it might not match the other ones. So I'm like, should I just get the paperbacks so they're all going to match? And I do like the spines. Like once I saw them in person, when I saw the spines all lined up, it was kind of cute. So my plan is I'm going to reread them, see if I feel like it's worth it, and if my annotations are going to be good enough to justify buying second copies of them all, and then at that point I'll decide if I want to get them or not. But
I like the three, but the newest one, it's probably coming out in hardcover too, like, so it won't even match like the paperbacks. So it just makes me mad. So I think since I have it on my Kindle, I might just read the e-arc they gave me whenever I'm ready. Knowing me, I'll probably read it right when it actually finally comes out. But it's cool that they gave it to me. I'm surprised because like they do it based on like if you have reviewed the books that they have given you, and I am really bad at that. I have not reviewed a lot of them, so I was surprised. I also got another arc, you know, the Delilah Green companion books. They gave me the third one.
I haven't read the first one yet. I'm awful.
I haven't read it either.
It was on my TBR a couple months ago. It's been on my TBR a few times. I'm not gonna lie.
But I have both of those, the two books that were before it. So I'm like, oh, maybe I'll just binge them all because they gave me the third one. I just thought like I'll try because I like those covers. I think they're cute.
So cute.
And I love sapphic things. So I was like, I feel like I will. And I've liked the author before, so I'm like, I don't feel like there's any way I'm not gonna like it. So
we do love Ashley Herring Blake in this house.
I do love her. I need to reread Girl Made of Stars because I really loved that book. I'm like, would it still be one of my favorites? You know, I don't know.
It's a good book. I don't know when I'd reread it again, just because of like, it's sad.
It's so sad, but like I loved it. I loved it when I read it.
I read it on a road trip, I think, when I was reading other sad books. Like, I read that one. I read Monday's Not Coming. And I'm like, what am I doing? Like, I'm on a road trip. Why did I pick the most depressing books? What is Caden doing? Is he playing with the cat?
He showed me a picture of the cat sleeping on his lap right now. Because my cat, like, he's fully, I wish I could show you. Like, he's just so sleepy right now. So every time I try to grab him, he's just trying to climb so he can go back and sleep on the bed. He's
such
so cute.
A sleepy little boy.
Oh, and I was showing you my book sleeve earlier. I got, because I was getting a cat, they had this cat one. And it has all these, like, Barnes & Noble, they just recently started making some. There's some other ones, too.
Those are so much cuter than the indigo ones, too, which is so annoying.
They're very good quality.
I recently got an indigo one at Valley Village, actually, because, like, I never wanted to, like, put forth the money for the indigo ones. Like, I never wanted to, like, waste the gift cards on them or anything. Like, I'd rather just buy a book. But I saw one at Valley Village for, like, $6 or something. And I'm like, okay, like, for $6. It wasn't even, like, a design that I wanted, but I was like, $6.
But still, it's good, especially, I wish I've had them throughout all of my school, because I've messed up so many books in my book bag, you know?
Me too.
It's, like so frustrating.
If you look at any book in my collection that is damaged, like covers folded, it's 100% because I took it to school. 100%. Like, my copy of The Last Song. My copy of The Last Song. Like, the Soul Screamers books. They fucked.
I figured, because that was, like, a long time ago.
Yeah, I was, like, 12.
But, yeah, this is cute because it has, like, famous titles. Yeah.
Bless you.
She says bless you.
What?
She says bless you.
Oh, that was a cough.
Oh, it was a cough.
Wow, you just lied to me.
I thought it was.
Bless you anyway.
She said bless you anyways. He said thanks.
He sounded very enthused.
It says A Tale of Two Kitties.
Oh.
The Great Gatsby.
Oh, amazing.
The Meowtsiders. Lord of the Strings. Romeo and Juliet. Little Meows on the Prairie.
Aww.
Catechus Finch for Atticus. And yeah, I just thought this was a good one to get because I just got a cat.
It's so cute. Oh my god, do you know what I got the other day? So I went to the Dollar Tree with Rochelle and I bought new page tabs because I've been kind of wanting to experiment with new colors. Because I keep finding that I never have enough for what I want to do. So I'm going to try these. I think I'm going to cut the arrow part off of it though because my other ones aren't arrows and I think that would bother me. Yeah, I wanted to try to have like more colors. I think this one has 3 extra colors than my other one has. So
yeah, I bought a whole pack of like a whole bunch of different colors that I've never had, and it's super confusing, but it feels good to spice it up.
Feels good. Because like, sometimes I want to have a tab for like relatable things, and I always end up just lumping it into quotes. Like I'll just put it under quotes, and I'm like, that kind of bothers me.
I make relatable yellow. I don't know why.
My yellow has always been like favorite moments. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's time to upgrade and change the annotation system a little bit, you know?
Then you can make a new YouTube video about it because people love those.
My dad, do you know how many times my dad, first of all, thinks that he's like the YouTube genius just because he watches it all the time? But do you know how many times he tells me, he's like, what's that most popular video you did? And I'm like, book annotating? He's like, yeah, make another one. I'm like, Dad, there's only so many ways that I can talk about how I annotate a book before it gets like really redundant because it never changes. Like, I understand updating it every couple of years if like things change or you just want like a better quality video. But I'm like, that's not something I can make like every week, Dad. Like,
I know, because mine is still pretty much the same.
Yeah.
So I don't really... I've made like 2 videos on it. I'm like, I don't know what I would say.
He also is like, make more record collection videos. And I'm like, but Dad, that means I have to buy enough records. I'm like, do you want to buy them for me? Because that's expensive.
They are expensive.
He's like, just, you know, he's like, just make the collection ones again. just do it all over again. And I'm like, that's
They've
stupid.
already seen that video, though.
I'm like, that's stupid. It makes no sense. Yeah.
He thinks he's onto something.
He really does. And he thinks I should talk about movies because he watches movie YouTubers and they're like huge. And I'm like, okay, but Dad, there's huge booktubers too. I'm just not one of them. Like,
that's the thing. It's like it's luck, it's quality sometimes, but honestly a lot of it is luck. So
yeah. And then but like he wants me to talk about like movies that he likes. And I'm like, I don't want to. And also like I'm just not like passionate enough about movies to like sit there and like plan out a video, film the video, edit the video. Like I'll talk about it with friends, but I'm like I don't care enough to like sit there and film myself talking about a movie.
You could do a Barbie review and haul of all your Barbie things.
I do love me some Barbie. I just read a really cute book. It's called Dressing Barbie by Carol Spencer. She was like one of the longest designers for Barbie at Mattel. She was there for like over 30 years or something. She's 90 now. She's a little old lady. She's a cute old lady. But it's basically just like a book going through the decades that she was there for. So it's like the 60s to the 90s. It's really
that sounds
cute.
Cool. I love Barbie. I've always loved Barbie movies and everything.
What's your favorite Barbie movie?
It's so basic, but Princess and the Pauper always is going to be my favorite. I've always loved the Rapunzel, Swan Lake, and I feel like those are my top 3. I love Fairytopia.
I feel like my top 3, I haven't seen them all, first off.
I haven't either. I watched what I owned.
Yeah, I also have not seen most of them since I was a child. If I've, ever watched them. But my top 3, I would say. The Barbie Diary one, where she has like the magic little diary.
I don't think I ever saw that one.
It's on YouTube. You should watch it. It's adorable. Love that one. I love Barbie and the Magic of Pegasus.
Oh yeah. I watched that years ago. I've only seen it once.
That was always my favorite. And Lorena bought it on Amazon Prime, and she said that I can borrow her account to watch it soon. So I think I'm gonna do that with Rochelle soon.
Yeah.
And then I also, I don't know. I love the 12 Dancing Princesses.
That's Reagan's favorite. That's her all-time favorite.
Like I don't remember anything about it, but that sticks out in my brain as something that I watched a lot as a kid.
It's good.
Yeah. I'm blanking on any other ones. I think I watched Fairytopia. I don't know.
I love Fairytopia. That was I have like a couple that I own, and then I watched them a lot as a kid. So those being my favorites is probably that reason, because I just had them.
Yeah.
I had access to them. But
did you know that in the Barbie movie, like the new one, they had like little references to like a bunch of like Barbie cartoons?
Hi, Joey. I know there was a lot of references that I probably missed because I didn't have that many Barbies.
I had so many Barbies.
Like I had Barbies, but like I really liked a lot of different dolls. I love Monster High dolls and Bratz. Like I had like a variety of different dolls.
Loved Bratz.
Yeah. So I would play with all of them together. Like I did not discriminate between my dolls.
Oh, me either. I had like no boy Barbies, and so my Barbies were always dating Cameron or Dylan.
For real though, the boy Barbies were hard to find.
They were.
I needed someone to spice up. It couldn't just be 30,000 women. I mean, it could, but I need. Oh my God, kitty! Which kitty is this?
Joey.
Oh. I wish my kitty would join the party.
I know it could be the two Joes together. Joel and Joey.
I'll grab him. He's gonna be so mad at me.
Oh my God, hurry up before Joey leaves.
I can't bother him. He looks so good and peaceful. His legs are stretched out. He's happy. Though I have a picture from earlier of him cuddling me while I read. Bye, Joey.
Cutie patootie. Oh, his hair is all over me now. Whew, that's crazy.
It happens.
Oh, I know. And then, like, the fan is just blowing it everywhere now.
I was reading earlier. Why am I glowing? That's the two of us. And then, yeah, I was reading my Kindle, and he was just laying on me. I was rubbing his back. He was so cute.
Hair everywhere.
And this picture, like, I swear he was smiling. Like, it just looked like he was smiling while he sat with me. And I just love him so much.
Yeah, Barbie movie. She was wearing a locket at one point. That was a reference to one of them. And then, like, during one of the beach scenes, there was, like, a rock or, like, a statue in the background in the water that was of a Pegasus.
Oh.
Yeah. And then at one point, I think there was, like, a poster in the background when she's, like, driving through Barbie Land that had, like, Fairytopia, like a fairy Barbie on it.
Oh. Wow, I did not catch all of that.
Me either. I was watching a video about things you might have missed.
Yeah, because I feel like you got to see it several times to start noticing small things like that.
Like, Rochelle just went to go see it for the second time, and she said, yeah, like, there was things that I missed that I noticed the second time. So, like, I'm really excited to see it again.
I want to get the DVD so I can just...
Me too. I feel like this is going to become a comfort movie for me.
Oh, because I love this movie. I don't know if you ever saw Birds of Prey that she was in. No. You should, because you don't have to watch any other...
I watched Suicide Squad with her in it because my friend dragged me to the theater to see it.
Well, I hate that movie.
Yeah, I remember liking her in it, like liking her as Harley Quinn.
She is the light in the sky, but that movie, Birds of Prey, is pretty sure directed by a woman. Like, you can tell that movie is from a woman's gaze.
Yeah.
And that's a comfort movie for me, and it's very similar. Like, honestly, the Barbie vibe and the Harley Quinn vibe is, like, kind of similar in how they're just a lot to handle. Yeah. So I think you should watch it because that's one of my comfort movies. Now she has two of them for me.
I don't love DC, but I do like Harley Quinn. She's probably, like, the only DC character that I care about.
Honestly, that movie, like, don't watch anything else by those people. But that one was a win, and you don't have to know anything. It's just completely
I think I remember you, like, being obsessed with it and, like, nonstop talking about it when it came out.
I saw it, I think, 3 times in theaters, and I own it, and yeah, like, it's a thing for me, and it just gives me that same, like, female power energy that movie gave me, and it's like she's in both of them. Like, she did it.
Yeah, she's great. We love Margot. Wow, I want to name a character Margot now.
Oh yeah, I love that name.
Just, like, saying it on its own just then. It's a cute name.
You should do it.
Margot. I love taking names from celebrities that I love. I've done it many a times. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, we're clearly not talking about the book anymore. So, I don't know how that happened.
There's only so much to say about it.
Truly, like, this book, very middle of the road. It was fine. It was cool. Glad that I gave it a chance, but I'm over it. And, yeah.
I do want to read the sequel. I am curious about this author and her, because she has several other books.
Yeah.
This has been a way.
I don't know what 2 Can Keep a Secret is about, but that one looks interesting.
I never explored her book because I knew I had this one. I wanted to read this one first. Yeah. So I am curious about her. I'm like, this was her first book, right? So she could be improving.
What is 2 Can Keep a Secret about? Because it looks interesting.
Let's see. But I'm definitely, like, intrigued to read her other works because I'm here for a fun time. And it's a fun time.
The main character's name is Ellery. It's kind of cute, but it also kind of is basically celery. So
that's what I was about to say.
We love a homecoming queen thriller.
Oh, let me look at it.
Ooh, Missing Girls.
Yeah, I am curious about that book too.
I feel like I'm not Like I would give her like another chance. It's not like I said, like I was enjoying it up until the reveal. So I feel like she could redeem herself with another book.
Yeah, I'm definitely curious. So she has that book, The Cousins, and You'll Be the Death of Me, Nothing More to Tell. Oh, One of Us is back.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Wait, it's the third one. It just came out.
Yeah, I saw that. I forgot about that, but I saw that recently.
Okay, I guess I shouldn't read the back of it.
No, I wouldn't.
But frick, man, now I gotta read all three. I'll give the review.
Do it, thank you.
I can't believe I didn't know about that. Like, I didn't even know if there's a sequel or not. And then suddenly, literally days
Where have you been?
Came out. I don't know. Apparently, I have not been checking on Karen. Karen has not been on my mind.
On your radar.
She's popular, so.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think we're done here.
Are we not besties anymore?
No. We're not done. We're talking after this. This live show gotta end.
You're over.
We're just not talking about the book anymore. And I'm like, I'm done.
I'm like, everybody's just watching our FaceTime in the future. So
basically, this is what our FaceTimes are like. Absolutely. Yeah. So thank you for talking about this book with us. Nobody was here. That's fine. That's fine.
I can't.
I can't with you. Our August book.
Well, wait, I have something to say.
Okay, go say it.
In the future, if y'all want me to return, I will return.
You're running that by me. You're just like, I will return if it's what the people want.
Vote down below. I'm not the most reliable, so, but...
That's not a good way to sell yourself.
I'm just saying, if anything ever happens, give me a call.
What's gonna happen? Are you wishing ill on Alyssa?
No.
That's not suspicious. Are you hiding something?
Maybe a murder. One of us is lying.
One of us is next. Okay. We're so stupid. Okay. Our August book is A Darker Shade of Magic. Alyssa is returning. Peyton is gone.
I will be in the chat because I read this recently.
You better be in the chat. I don't think you've ever been in the chat.
I will be in this chat.
I'm calling you out left and right.
It's because I literally never have read, but like one time.
You've read Anne of Green Gables.
I know I missed that one. I'm so sorry.
We talked about you in it. Yeah, we talked about how you thought Marilla and Matthew were married. And it's funny. It's so funny because I was like about to make fun of you and be like, oh, like, can you believe what Peyton thought? And then Alyssa was like, wait, they weren't married? I was like, Alyssa.
Exactly. Like, it was not clear.
It was. They said it on the page. And it's funny because there's a quote that Alyssa referenced, and I read out the quote, and in that quote, in the scene that she was talking about, it said he was the best brother.
Oh.
It's like, Alyssa.
We just glossed over it. Like, I didn't pay attention, apparently.
No, like, it's very clear that there are siblings who are just lonely people who live together, adopting a child.
If you miss that, you don't notice. And I did miss it.
You did. And I just remember you saying it with your full chest in the video, and I just had to, like, rewind a few times to make sure I heard you right. And then I was like, honey, that's incest. That's not what's going on here.
That is embarrassing.
But what's embarrassing is that I was going to make fun of you, and Alyssa was like, wait, they weren't married? And I was like, Alyssa. I was like, I wanted you to make fun of her with me. And I'm just making fun of both of you.
You're smarter than us.
Yes, as a 10-year-old reading this book, I was smarter than you guys are. Okay, anyways, everyone read Darker Shade of Magic with me and Alyssa in August. It's very exciting. I'm so excited to reread it. But yeah, I will see you guys next time. Thank you, Peyton, so much for joining us.
Yeah.
So we'll see you guys